So, welcome back to LeadFoot TV. I'm here with Dunk and the return of his GT86. This is actually the first time we've done anything in the new unit, so it's not quite set up yet because we brought some lights, but they're not very bright, so we've got no lighting, so it looks a bit grim in here. But we will get that sorted. But today we are going to be fitting some new coilovers to his car. What are you've got Teins on it at the moment?
Tein Flex A's at the moment.
Yeah.
They've done quite well for the 5 years that I've had them, but they're squeaking now, and they've just had their time.
Yeah.
So BCs.
BCs. Yeah. So yeah, we'll get it jacked up. Probably just stick it on four axle stands and make it nice and easy, and then we'll blast through them and get them changed.
Stickers.
Those are cool. Did you say they came with drop links as well?
Yeah, they came with replacement drop links.
Adjustable ones.
Because GT86s are notorious for seizing the drop links.
Yeah. Cool.
We had to cut the last lot off, didn't we?
Yeah. I've never seen BC supply drop links before. That's pretty cool.
That's customer service.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah. Right.
So we've got all four wheels off, we're up on axle stands, and we have immediately found the source of the squeak. So the spring has snapped on this front left corner. Yeah, absolutely goosed.
It's not my fault.
So
Cumbrian roads.
That is not good. But yeah, we're just gonna change them anyway, aren't we? So we'll put BCs on. So we're going to try and get them off now. Hopefully they won't be too seized, but you never know. So yeah, so it is basically just a case of these two bolts here that go through the shock, dropping the anti-roll bar drop link off, and then just the three bolts on the three nuts on the strut top, which these three, not those ones, don't take those off. They are for the camber plate to adjust the camber. So yeah, these three, the two at the bottom of the shock here, that go right through, so it's a nut and bolt right through, and then yeah, take the drop link off, and then they should just come off.
So for the top bolts for the rear on a GT86 or BRZ, you need to go into the boot and take out the boot lid, and then to the side, on each side, you've got two pop clips. Just use a flathead screwdriver, or if you fancy you've got a pop clip remover tool, use one of them. Get both of them out, and then that will just peel back, and that will reveal the top of your coilover. So you've got one bolt just there, one bolt just there, and then your coilover will drop out. Just like that.
So I've got the bottom bolts out. The ABS wire hooks into the side of the strut as well, so they need to come out. They're just like two little plastic clips that push in, and then you've got your brake line, which mounts to the strut, bottom of the strut as well. There is just a 12mm bolt that goes through there. I think it's meant to be a captive nut, but it did come loose, and so yeah, just had to use a spanner and a socket on it. But that is it. And then once you loosen the top ones off, it'll come out. The only thing I haven't done yet is taking this anti-roll bar drop link off, because it's totally seized up. So we're going to have to cut it off. We've got new ones to go on anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, I'm going to have to cut the drop link off. So we're going to go to the shop and get some grinding discs, because we don't have any cutting discs. We've only got grinding discs. So yeah, we'll go get that, cut the drop link off, and then the whole strut should just drop out. So I've got the shocks out of the front. Dunk's working on putting the back together now.
Got one in.
Got one in, and yeah, so I had to cut the drop links off. They were mega seized up. It had white line ones on it. Are they white line?
White line, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So white line adjustable drop links, but the nuts are just, they're 5 years old. So they've been on there for a while. The coilovers has been on the same amount of time. You can see they're looking a little bit worn out. But yeah, we're gonna what we're doing at the moment is basically we've measured the back ones to get them both the same on either side. We're not going to spend time setting them up properly, because you're probably going to get it aligned and corner weighted, aren't you? So I'd definitely recommend that if you're ever putting coilovers on anything, then definitely corner weighting is like the most bang for buck thing you can do to your car, because it does proper get it nicely set up. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna just finish putting the back together, and then we'll make a start on the front. So I'm just getting these front coilovers ready to go back on. One common mistake a lot of people make is adjusting these two collars to adjust the height, and those collars are actually for adjusting the spring stiffness. So going up and down with them, obviously if you wind them up, it compresses the spring, makes the spring stiffer. If you wind them out, it makes them looser. But it does also adjust the ride height slightly, because obviously you're compressing the spring, so you're adjusting where it sits, but it isn't the correct way to adjust the ride height, because if you go too far, it makes the ride really horrible. And a lot of people get that wrong, but basically this bottom collar is the ride height, and what you want to do is slacken that collar off and adjust the bottom. So once you've got that collar off, the whole bottom piece of the coilover will spin, and then if you wind it off, that makes it higher, and if you wind it in, that makes it lower. Basically, you won't get it perfect by setting it up by hand. You kind of need to take it for a four-wheel setup and get it corner weighted to get it perfect and get an even ride height all the way around. But we're going to just put them on all at the same setting, so that they're roughly the same, and it should sit levelish. So what I've been doing with the other side is making this from the top of the top hat. So I've got the tape measure on the top of the top hat, and then making it 39 centimeters. So it needs to come out a little bit. We'll wind it out and raise it a little bit, because we're not going to have the car sat as low as it was before. But we're just going to raise it a little bit, and then we'll stick all the suspension back on. Basically just put everything back in reverse order. So one of the main differences between the coilovers is the adjusting for the damper. So on the Teins, the adjuster's on the top, on here, so you can adjust the dampening. There's no real instruction as to which way is tight and which way is soft. But on the BC, the dampening's on the bottom. You can see there's like a hard and soft. So we've wound it all the way out to soft, and then we can just wind it in a little bit at a time to get it to where we want it. But one of the big differences is the weight in them. So the BCs weigh a lot less than these Teins, and one of the main reasons is they use aluminium. So the top hats are made of aluminium, and the Tein ones are made of steel. And yeah, it's just a much better built coilover, to be honest with you. The Teins just feel a bit cheap and nasty, and obviously they seize up really bad because everything's made of steel. So yeah, they do the job, but the BCs are definitely a much nicer looking, feeling thing. So yeah, we're all set up at the right height there, so we're going to just chuck them back on now. We'll put all the car back together and get it sat back on its wheels and see how it sits. It's probably not going to be right the first time round. We'll probably have to jack it back up again and play around with it, but yeah, cool. So we're just putting the new drop links in now. I've adjusted them to basically the same as the old ones, so we've kept them roughly the same length as the old ones. Obviously when it goes to get the suspension set up, they'll probably adjust them to where they need to be, but just to give us like a base setting, I've just gone back to what they were originally. So yeah, they're all on. Struts are on both sides. Dunk's on the other side now doing that one. Yeah, but yeah, we're all bolted up. Just put this drop link in now and then we can stick the wheel back on. So we're going all back together. We are putting new wheel nuts on because he had some Summit Racing ones, but they've been on the car for a while and they're looking a bit worse for wear. So we've got a set of TGR wheel nuts. There is a discount code for these that I'll stick in the description if you want to get some for yourself. They are steel wheel nuts. We're just lubing his nuts up now.
Oh, yeah. do need a bit of lube on the nuts.
So basically just putting a bit of copper grease on the end caps just so they come out nice and easy when you want to take them off. But yeah,
I want to stress that the Summit ones weren't abused by myself, sending it to other garages and having impact guns used on them when they're only supposed to be talked to 80 units.
Yeah.
Not helpful.
Yeah, so we're going to get those on. We'll drop it back on the wheels, probably realise that it sits too high, and then we'll have to jack it all back on to take the wheels off again. So yeah, hopefully it'll sit okay-ish, but you never know. So we're all back together, sitting a little bit higher than it was before, but we're just going to let it settle in, aren't we, and see if it...
Let it settle and then take it for a full alignment and adjustment. And
yeah.
Properly set up again.
I think, to be honest, it looks a little bit better sat a little bit higher. I'd maybe go a little bit lower on the front, but
no,
yeah.
I don't think I want to take the backs anywhere near as low as they were before.
Yeah.
Because that was too much.
Yeah.
But scrapey.
You can tell when we were like jacking it up and down, there was loads more like movement in the BC ones than there was in the Teins, wasn't there?
I think you're going to be a lot more road friendly.
Yeah. So yeah, we're all back together. It's got to go for an alignment. We got the TGR wheel nuts on there. So yeah, they're looking a lot tidier. So you're pretty much done, aren't you? You just want to get the wheels refurbed, don't you?
Yeah, it's cosmetics now. I mean, I've got the front bumper is stone chip to help because it's beam driven and it's got thin paint on it for reduction in weight. So the debate is whether to have a race livery wrap done on it or just have a front end respray. But front end respray will probably be more of a pain because it's the pearlescent white. Wheel refurb, and then yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm ready to buy a cheap tractor.
Yeah.
Which will be the next money pit.
Sweet. Well, yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll definitely be doing some more videos on the GT86, won't we? So yeah, if you've enjoyed the GT86 content, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and we will catch you in the next one. Peace out.